quantities ordered of some of these, so it was slightly higher than this. But for our final beta version of what's actually in our device right now, the cost is $450 approximately. So, any questions?
So you said you have the terminal to transfer the image
Yes.
to the box. So is that automatic, or you have to?
No, that requires
You have some command.
Yes, it requires using.
I mean, also you have to have a. So you have hyperterminal showing a command line.
Yes.
After SBC.
Yes.
So why didn't USB work?
There was an overflow of the buffer while we were trying. The baud rate between what the device was expecting and how we were sending didn't coincide, and there was an overflow. We were only able to send 13,000 bytes of image before the SBC executable stopped reading bytes, and it was due to a overflow, and we weren't able to fix it with time for this presentation.
I'd like to ask each of the team members in turn, starting with Con, what was the most challenging part of the project, and also, what did you learn from the project, or what would you do differently?
All right. I guess the most challenging part of the project was that perhaps we had started development at too late of a stage. We had spent too much time in the first semester talking over various different design alternatives. Maybe if we had just gotten our hands on the device sooner and started playing with it, we would have been able to perfect the device a lot better. And the second part of your question?
What would I think you answered it. What would you do differently?
Yeah, all right, yeah. Because we had never dealt with anything in this realm before in the embedded systems world, so the quicker we had gotten the hands on our device, it would be better.
Put on the map.
The hardest part for me, I guess, would be setting. Obviously, it was just many hours spent scouring forums and finding code and syntax that would try to fix ultimately answer the question of how to send images. If I were to change anything about how we would implement next time, I would use the Windows environment for a device. We're using Linux right now. It's a lot simpler. It's not more familiar. And sort of the
most challenging aspect was getting the pictures to display correctly and finding out reasons why certain images wouldn't display. And if I did do it over, I wouldn't change anything. But, and I learned how to develop in the Linux environment, which is completely new to me.
The hardest part for me was debugging the embedded system, since the only way we had to look in was by using print statements, pretty much, and have it pop up when a segmentation fault happened. So that pretty much I spent pretty much like a week on that. And something that I would have done differently was probably start earlier and
I would like to hear how the teamwork was done. In other words, how you coordinated your schedules, whether you find this challenging to work with each other if you didn't have prior experience working with each other, and so on and so forth. I'd like to see the human aspect of it, which will be an important ingredient in your engineering careers.
All right, so since we had only one device, teamwork was actually very important. Most of our work involved us, all four of us, pretty much huddling around. I mean,
it was a very good role that if you had free time, you're going to be in this new design when working on this project.
And it was assumed that you would find people in there. So the teamwork aspect was really a non-issue, but we were all able to work together very, very well. And like I said, having only one device to be programming on definitely added to that. Had we had a more modular project, perhaps teamwork would have been a forgotten aspect perhaps to our team until integration, and that would have brought in a whole slew of new issues. But having just one device for us to all develop on definitely helped the teamwork of our project.